Hello everyone. I guess I'm online now. So once again, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Our community is from all around the world. Thank you very much to all of you, dear friends, for finding time to join the conversation. Main topics for today's stream, I guess traditional Sunday stream, is Ukrainian situation, Middle East, and also, of course, Q&A, questions and answers. Whenever I see question, I will try to answer on it. We can have a conversation real time, although I'm quite active in comment sections on daily basis, and I'm trying to answer to questions whenever I see it in comment sections too. But this format, at least one live stream a week, probably are helpful for community. I hope so. And well, I did prepare small program, several news about main topics and some more. During the live stream, at some point, I will share with you this additional news that was reported by Russian media, and then meanwhile, of course, as I said, if any topics that members of our community would like to discuss, I will answer on the questions. So once again, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. But meanwhile, by the way, also I would like to share with you some announcements about our project. First of all, I had as you know, I did try to conduct this new format of interviews on our channel, and the first step was very successful, because first guests on our program were Alex Christoforou and Alexander Mercuris. I did ask them to participate in program, and they agree, and I'm extremely grateful to them for this attention and support that they provide to us, to me personally, and to our community. But after that, I did find it quite difficult to get in contact with experts, because some of them don't really have a working mail, as I understand, on their channels, or maybe they are just not interested to participate in the program on small channel or tiny channel, even in comparison to big names. I can understand this. They are very busy. Of course, I would not name names, but I did try to ask to many people that many of you are familiar and seen on different channels on regular basis. Maybe sometime in the future, I will manage to make interview with them, but for time being, I decide to not to even try. And this segment of interviews is, I guess, cancelled at this point. Unfortunately, I was very optimistic in the beginning. I was hoping that after first step was so successful, then it will be a little bit easier to communicate with the experts. But unfortunately, no, it did not work this way. So it is what it is. I mean, what can I do? So I would not even try from now on, at least for time being, to contact anybody. I will just skip to programming that I have usual daily updates on main channels and the Telegram, and of course also channel on Patreon, where I'm uploading extra content at least 2 or 3 times a week, some extra content. And maybe sometime in the future, when channel will become little bigger, experts will, find it interesting for them to participate in the programming. That's one announcement. So there will be no interviews for time being on our channels. And also I had idea, by the way, because I did see in comment sections many requests about participating in the programs, in the live stream. I had the idea to make something like open mic on Saturdays, but unfortunately, from technical point of view, it may be a trap for me, because someone may just send video, and then if I will upload this video on Saturday, this person may complain on YouTube to YouTube administration that I uploaded his video without permission, and YouTube will shut down entire channel. And I just don't see ways to secure channel from this standpoint. Otherwise, of course, it would be interesting if on Saturdays I will make separate program as open mic, and members of our community will send 5, 10, 15 minutes videos about any topic, really. And I will make compilation for an hour, maybe hour and a half, if there is that many videos, and I would upload it. But yet again, from legal standpoint, I cannot secure channel, because any video, anybody can send video and then said that I upload it without permission. And how I'm gonna prove that this video was sent to me by its author? In no way. So that's why this idea probably would not work. And what else? What else I had to announce? Nothing really. We can summarize previous week. It was quite okay for our project, our channels. Unfortunately, for whatever reasons, numbers of views are failing. I find it strange to understand, because number of likes stays same and number of views are failing. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe YouTube algorithm just not showing real numbers on YouTube. But anyway, we are trying, and we had number of a few dozen of new members, about 100 new members during the previous week, which is also great, and I welcome every new member to our tiny but very friendly community, of course. And hopefully we will manage to reach 20,000 level before New Year. That would be great, of course. And let me check now questions. If there is no questions, I will share with you some additional news, and maybe this live stream will be shorter than usually. So Tricky Wiki is writing that your channel is good, but do not make the mistake that I see on often that creators make, that more technology and more will make the channel okay. So well, when it comes to technology, dear friends, I'm not really good in programming, and probably you already noticed this. Even in OBS Studio, I still don't know how to create separate studio, so that I will not do this kind of stuff. for example, whenever I'm beginning sharing information, usually what I do is that I am doing this kind of stuff. And I have not, if I had a separate studio, if I knew how to operate properly with OBS Studio, there is much easier ways to jump from one scene to another. But because I'm not that good with programming, I just don't know how to do it yet. I will find the time to learn some more about it. So no worries about that. All I want to do, dear friends, the main goal to my project is to be as useful for community as possible. I want to make informative programs. To share as many relevant news in Russia, in Russian media, in Russian language pages on different channels as possible. So as long as I'm achieving this, I guess I'm doing my work on more or less okay level. And of course, for some different type of videos about life in Russia, I have a second channel, From Russia with Levan, and I do have some ideas to make videos there. I want to make video, for example, in Moscow's metro, and show in one video some old stations and some new stations. So video will be just about Moscow's metro, because it's legendary infrastructure, really. One of the oldest metro stations and very efficient. You cannot compare Moscow's metro with any other metros, by the way, in the world. And I guess maybe not all, but some members of our community will find it interesting to learn some more about metro stations and why they look as they look, especially older ones. If you go to some old metro stations, you may, if you didn't know that it's a metro station, by the way, you may think you are in some kind of, I don't know, museum, in a hall of museum. That's how beautifully done those stations. And of course there is new stations with modern vibe, and hopefully it will be interesting. Reckless Abandon is commenting, Levan, find a Russian friend who also speaks English and kind of Russian Duran. First of all, thank you very much for support, dear friend. I appreciate your support. You done so much to support this project, so I'm very grateful. And this idea, dear friend, is also wonderful. And I was thinking many times that it will be interesting, probably, if I will make videos in tandem with a co-host at least once a week, to do some summary of the previous week and discuss some major topics. Well, I just don't know with whom. And then after I failed to attract to our channel some experts, I did fail to take interview with them. I lost kind of confidence, and I'm not quite sure even if I will ask someone to participate in this kind of program, will they agree? I just don't know at this point. I'm kind of lost a little bit. I need some time to regain confidence, probably. But idea is great. Idea is great. I was thinking to ask several people, but yet again, I hate when I'm disturbing anybody, and it's even more devastating when I disturb someone. I take their time, and they did not even respond. It's so it was too much to me. For last several weeks I did send letters for interview to, I don't know, dozen of people, and except one except one, dear friends. Two, sorry, except two people, nobody responded. In one case, interview did not work out because I made decision not to do interviews, at least for a time being. And in second case, we had a conversation about possibility to do interview in December, because expert is schedule of expert is very, I mean, full. He just did not have time, but in every other case, I was just ignored. I did not even receive any answer that, you know what, thank you for invitation, but I am busy or something like that. No, just, you know, everyone just ignored me, and it's, you know, no hard feelings, but it's not really helps, let's say this way. So, you know. Yes, Dizzy Rosario is also commenting, maybe some Russian co-host. Point is, dear friends, that also when it comes to this topic, point is that when I said I'm independent and I have no connection with the media here in Russia or any institutions, I mean exactly that. I don't know people. I just don't know people. Only if I see someone on internet did write something, or if I see someone on Telegram, and that's it. I don't have personal connections with nobody. I'm on my own, really. And after all, dear friends, I spent my years in journalism in Georgia, not in Russia. Although I was writing some analytics in Russia also for some media, but as I said, mainly I was active as a journalist in Georgia, and I had connections in Georgia. I knew all the generation journalists in Georgia, and if I was in Georgia now, it will be easy to me to find a co-host. And dear friends, right now, while we speak, maybe I should try Georgian co-host. You know, that's the idea. I have to think about it. Maybe I can find Georgian co-host, and we could do at least one video a week. Let's see. But idea is, you know, Michael Kennedy is writing. Michael Jones works for RT now, but he has an excellent translator, Masha. Mike Jones, yes, Mike Jones. I would like to have an interview with Mike Jones. I did not write to him, dear friends, because I mean, he's quite busy on his own. And as I said, man, after I sent dozens of letters and almost without response, I just said, you know what, enough is enough. I don't really need this. But Mike Jones is banned on YouTube, so he cannot be host of any program on YouTube, as I understand, because channel will be deleted straight away. On Rumble maybe, but not on YouTube. And maybe Mike, if I will contact Mike Jones, he would help to find co-host. But yet again, you have to know personally in Mike to ask for such a help. I don't know him, so how can I ask him about it? It's, you know, so oh, tricky is writing, Levan, I'm buying you as much coffee as I can afford. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for support, for attention. Thank you to all of you, dear friends, for support. Without your attention, this project would not exist for many months now. As many of you know, before I left Leroy Merlin to concentrate on this project, I took loan in the bank just to, you know, make sure that I have some money to, you know, to provide family. And I did take a huge risk sometimes when I think about it, I kind of began to afraid what I did, you know, how did I risk that much? But thanks to your attention and support, dear friends, it did work out, and somehow, you know, I'm managing ends to meet, and I'm extremely grateful for this. And I'm doing stuff that I used to since my younger age, since 17 years old, when I began publishing my first articles in Georgian media. So thank you very much. And dear friends, if you can, please, if you have a question, write it in capital letters so that I will see it little easily. So John Butterboch writes, would you be willing to be a guest on an American podcast? I know a guy with 200,000 subs that would get you American viewers. I would be glad to participate in a program. No matter it's from US podcast, from Europe, from Australia, or from just any country. If there is interest to invite me, then why not? If it's not some extremist podcast, if it's just like my channel, I mean, about news and political commentary, why not? Although, as I said, dear friends, because my channel is small, tiny in comparison to big channels, I can understand absolutely that for big names and the channel with 200,000 subscribers, it's a big channel. I can understand that for such a big channels, I'm not interesting, because I'm no name in this field, by the way. I'm very grateful to everybody that finds my updates interesting and informative, but when it comes to this segment of internet, I'm no name. When there are great channels that are big names in this field. Douglas McGregor would come on. His channel was banned on the YouTube. Give him a shot. Oh, that would be great. I did not write to Douglas McGregor. I don't even know how to write to him. I just don't have coordinates. But yet again, dear friends, because of so many failures, I don't think I will return to this segment of interviews anytime soon. I just had enough, you know. Unfortunately, beginning was easy, but then, you know, beginning was great. But yet again, dear friends, that's why Alex Christoforou and Alexander Mercouris are great, absolutely great individuals for our community, because they support small channels, and they invite me on their channel, and they also participate in our program, and they are on regular basis inviting hosts of small channels, dear friends. Just recently they have Canadian hosts, and program was absolutely great, very incredible, very interesting. And that's what they do, dear friends. Christoforou and Mercouris, they support community. They are not concentrated on just on themselves. They support community, and that's what makes them great, greatest. And I am immensely grateful to them for attention that they give to me and to our community, by the way. And this program, live stream, dear friends, if you see live stream, Alex and Alexander did spoke about topics that are relevant, absolutely relevant. Now, it's almost months did passed since that live stream, but topics that we discussed during the conversation are very relevant now. Also, they were very relevant at that point, and are relevant right now. That's how interesting their opinion is, and that's how far they can see. I don't think other commentators want to popularize you. If I were them, I would not want to promote you either, because you are too good. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much for your kind words. I did not expect that. I was thinking you will curse me in the end there, but not. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm just trying to be as informative and useful for community as I possibly can. And unfortunately, dear friends, even though I spent in journalism decades, I have no TV experience. I did not work in studios. I did not know what is live, working in live, and that's why it's a little difficult to me to conduct this type of programs, because I just don't have skills as a TV presenter, and it will take some time to gain those skills. But eventually, hopefully, my English will improve, my skills will improve as a presenter, and programs will become more and more interesting, better quality, let's say, although I am trying though constantly. So perhaps Anya, sorry, I am repeating the question, I forgot the capitals first time. Anya, a great host on the Through the Ice channel. Well, as I said, dear friends, maybe she will agree to participate in the program, but I already made decision that I just don't want to risk no more, because, as I said, dear friends, it's kind of not big deal, I guess, but it does stresses you a little bit when you are sending dozens of letters and asking for an interview, and the vast majority did not even reply in any ways, that they are busy or something like that. And that's why I will stay out of this segment, interviews, for a while, maybe sometime in the future, maybe, but for now I will close that topic. Wody Big is writing, Levan, can you not invite via Telegram a host? Just ask in a post of somebody who knows interesting person for the show. Dear friend, that's why I was thinking about this open mic content, because I did see time after time in the comment sections when members of our community are expressing opinion that they would like to participate in the program. My format of news updates is just about news. I don't have guests in that program, and these Sunday streams are just friendly chat between me and you, informal talk. And this is also, I mean, I guess this format is also working, at least for now. And because Saturdays are usually day offs for me, I would, upload videos of members of our community. But yet again, it may become a trap to me, because I will have no chance to secure channel, because if anyone then complains to YouTube administration that I did upload their video without permission, that's all it takes, my channel to be deleted from a platform. But idea on its own to give a mic to members of our community, I do like this idea though. I like this idea, but I just don't know how to work on this idea so that channel is secure and channel would not be deleted. Anyway, Al Patterson is asking, Levan, do you sell merch? Want a Levan t-shirt? Oh, thank you very much. I don't have any merch. I don't have any merch. And sometime in the future, if I will continue working this project on this project, maybe we will come out with some you know, some interesting merch with some phrases that I use often, with some irony and humor, with something unique to our channel and our community. But at this point, this project exists only because of support of members of our community through PayPal, Buy Me Coffee, and the Patreon. By the way, Patreon is a major lifeline for this project, because thanks to Patreon members, I can know what sums do I have for this month, and if I'm able to pay for rent, then I'm little calm, because at least we're not gonna end up on the streets. If there is some donations on through PayPal and Buy Me Coffee, that's that extra that allows us to, you know, ends meet. I was thinking, you know, maybe after New Year, I will find some job to, you know, just to have some stable income and try to do this project and work simultaneously. Although I do quite understand that it did not work quite well when I was working in Leroy Merlin, because I did not have the consistency, because sometimes I was so tired when I was coming from home that I wasn't able to make anything, not to say about video update. And the veterans of our channel did probably remember those times. Sometimes new members were asking, "Are you drunk? Why you look like that?" But I was just too tired, man. I just did 12-hour shift on my work. What do you expect from me, you know? But I mean, it's okay. Everything will be okay. Let's hope. Levan, it is one Rumple still skin. One is writing, Levan, it is national news in America. They are picketing Biden's house in the North Wilmington right now. This instance, he bought that house widely under market value from a developer for number of dollars. Well, thank you very much for sharing this relevant news. There are so much talk about corruption, about Biden's family's involvement in corruption, and at this point, I don't think anybody has, after revelations of Hunter Biden's involvement in different companies in Ukraine, this infamous Burisma, in China, by the way, in many other companies worldwide, everyone does understand that this family is full of corruption. But yet again, will justice be served? I'm not quite sure, really, because remember laptop by Hunter Biden's laptop story. Prosecution or FBI did not even work on this topic during the previous elections, presidential elections. US mainstream media was shutting down this topic, and even people, by the way, on internet, ordinary people who were sharing some information or expressing opinion, they were banned at the time by Twitter, by Facebook, by YouTube, you name it. So because of it, I have some doubts that justice will be served, and this corrupt clan will answer to lot of questions that needs to be answered. John Butter Boff is writing, you are going to have to move to Rumble. YouTube will delete you. Yes, unfortunately it's only a matter of time, and my channel probably will be deleted on YouTube. That's why time to time I'm asking members of our community to subscribe on my Rumble, on my channel on Rumble, and also on Telegram, by the way, just to stay in touch for a moment, for times when YouTube will delete this channel. And this will happen. I just have no I have no doubts about it. So incapable blows is writing in Georgian. Levan Sopio. And this person is telling me about Sopio Shevardnadze. She's I guess she's a host of RT also at this point. At least she did had a program on RT, and maybe many of you, dear friends, are familiar with Sopio Shevardnadze. She's a great host, but dear friends, yet again, she is a name in this field, and I am not. And I don't think she will even read my message. So idea is great, but unfortunately I just, you know, I don't think it will work. You know, it is what it is, man. I do understand where am I and where those big names are in this field, so I have no illusions. Are Russians following what is happening in the US? Philippa C is asking, how do they feel about President Trump? Yes, of course, for majority of Russian citizens, internal topics are much more important than what is going on in the US, but significant number of Russian public and also media, by the way, and even politicians do definitely follow developments in the US. And I even have news for you today, by the way. Russian senator did comment on recent debates of Republicans where Vivek Ramaswamy basically destroyed not just hosts of those debates, but also his opponents, other candidates, for especially Nikki Haley. And Russian senator did make comment about it, and I was planning to share with you this information during this live stream, and maybe I should start sharing with you some news, and then we can continue with the questions. So Dmitry is asking, Belikov Levan, have you heard of Artyom Grishanov? I highly recommended you watch him. Artyom Grishanov, I don't know him. Maybe I cannot remember now, but I'm not really familiar with this individual. I will check. Thank you for recommendation. And dear friends, I also had an idea this week. I was thinking to myself, maybe I should do some marathons on Sunday, some long streams, as long as there is interest among our community. And you tell me if it's a good idea, dear friends. I'm not quite sure about it. Oh, I have dear friends, I have a question on donation alerts. Let me read, if I may. Hey Levan, do you think the split between Zelensky and Zaluzhny is going to accelerate after the assassination of Zaluzhny's assistant? And recently another general saying Zaluzhny would be a good president. Oh, of course. In my understanding, this gap between Zaluzhny and Zelensky will only go wider, and confrontation will only escalate. And because Western media, at least recently, did began treating Zaluzhny as some kind of superstar. I guess at least some part of ruling class in the West stands behind Zaluzhny. Maybe they are too tired of Zelensky, and maybe they see Zaluzhny as someone who can not just challenge Zelensky, but someone who can be negotiable for Russians. Someone with whom Russian side will talk. Because I don't see even slight chance that Putin will ever take Zelensky seriously and will ever talk to him, because especially after statements of Zelensky about Russian leadership, and after everything that Zelensky did, basically. But Zaluzhny can be seen by Russian side as an enemy who fought, but at least someone who, did not disgrace himself as much as Zelensky did. That's definitely a possibility, and if Zelensky and his inner circle will not destroy Zaluzhny's career or Zaluzhny himself in next several weeks, several months, then it's very possible that Zaluzhny will be next leader of Ukraine. Not necessarily president, because if there is any military coup, then it will take some time for Zaluzhny to legalize himself. But I believe he's seen as someone with whom Moscow can negotiate, and he definitely has some support from at least some parts of ruling class in the West. Otherwise, Western media will drown him in this failed counteroffensive, but we did not see it. They are doing exactly the opposite. They are treating him as some kind of superstar. Thank you for donation, Ruski Brat, and for a question. And also Ryan Woods, thank you very much for your donation. Keep the hard work from Washington State. Thank you very much, Ryan. I appreciate your support. And I will also check Buy Me Coffee, if I may. I forget to mention, dear friends, that if any questions or comments on donation alert or Buy Me Coffee during the live streams, I will read it straight away. I will check constantly those platforms. And if I may, let me check how many of us now. 144 of us right now on the live stream. Thank you very much once again for participating in the stream. And if I may, dear friends, now I will share with you some information that was reported by Russian media, and then we can continue with the discussion in the real time, if it's okay. So let's talk about news now. And well, this is live stream. Well, and well, first of all, news from Ukraine about situation in Ukraine. RIA Novosti is reporting, dear friends, that today Ukrainian media did report about explosions in Kherson and Kharkov. Also, dear friends, members of our community who is in Kiev, as I understand, did write in the comment section that yesterday there was at least 7 to 8 explosions that he heard in Kiev, and I did report in the morning's update that Russian side did conduct a strike on the munition depot of Ukrainian forces in Kiev region, and maybe those explosions were secondary explosions from that munition depot. Also, RT did report today that according to Mark Galeotti, a British historian and expert on modern Russia, Ukrainian terrorist attacks on prominent Russian public figures are widening the rift between Western and Kiev intelligence services. Well, maybe this is the case, but after all, I find it very difficult to believe that Ukraine's military intelligence or any other intelligence services will act independently from Washington and London, from CIA or MI6. I just don't see it happening. I don't think Budanov, for example, which you can see on this picture here, will ever do anything without permission from Washington, or at least without informing Washington about some terrorist activity that they are planning on Russian soil. This information and this point of view that Western secret services are not happy that Kiev regime, secret services of Kiev regime are targeting Russian civilians and conducting terrorist activities. I mean, this narrative is just attempt from Western so-called elites, I guess, to distance themselves from these crimes, because this kind of activity of Kiev regime cannot be justified. It does not have justification. And maybe Mark Galeotti is under influence of this narrative that Western intelligence services are not happy with the Ukrainian assets. I don't think so. But of course, they will try to distance themselves from crimes that Kiev regime is committing. That's obvious. Also, by the way, when it comes to situation on Ukraine, I will share with you latest report of Russian Defense Ministry. I will go through some numbers about previous 24 hours. So, according to Russian Defense Ministry, as a result of military activities on Kupiansk direction, Ukrainian forces lost 40 servicemen, 40 military personnel, killed and wounded, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 3 pickup trucks, and also 1 US-made M777 howitzer, 2 Gvozdika artillery systems, and 1 D-30 howitzer. Also, 1 munition depot of the 113th Territorial Defense Brigade was neutralized close to Staritsa settlement. This is Kharkov region in Kupiansk direction, or in Krasny Liman direction, sorry, which is northern sector of the front line. Ukrainian side, as a result of hostilities, lost 210 servicemen, 2 armored fighting vehicles, and 2 pickup trucks. In Donetsk direction, by the way, casualties on Ukrainian side reached 250 military personnel, according to Russian Defense Ministry. If you want to read it in detail, by the way, I did share this information, this report, briefing of Russian Defense Ministry on my Telegram page. So in Donetsk direction, Ukrainian militaries lost about 250 military personnel killed and wounded, also 3 armored fighting vehicles, 3 pickup trucks, and in course of counter-battery warfare, 1 Polish-made Krab self-prepared artillery system was destroyed, 1 US-made M119 artillery system, this is Paladin if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? As well as 3 D-30 and 1 D-20 Soviet-era howitzers were neutralized. In South Donetsk direction, as a result of hostilities, Ukrainian forces lost 80 military personnel, 2 infantry fighting vehicle, and 1 US-made M777 artillery system. And Zaporozhye sector, on Zaporozhye sector, main hotspot is of course Orekhovsky bridgehead, this area by the way, here. And according to Russian Defense Ministry, in this area Ukrainian forces lost up to 55 military personnel, 2 armored fighting vehicles and 2 motor vehicles. In Kherson direction, by the way, Ukrainian side lost 60 military personnel, so more than in Zaporozhye sector, which is at this point quite understandable. Last several days, Ukrainian side losing on Kherson direction more military personnel than in Zaporozhye sector of the front line because of these constant attempts from Kyiv regime to reinforce their footholds or small bridgeheads in Oleshki area, right next to Antonovsky Bridge. In this area, by the way, it's Dachi here, this area called Dachi, and Krinky, by the way, also this area. And dear friends, I did share on my Telegram video of Russian strikes on Krinky. This is it, by the way, just look at this. This is Russian heavy flamethrower systems TOS 1A Solntsepyok is conducting strikes on Ukrainian positions in the Krinky settlement, and just look how devastating those systems really are. There was a few launches initially, few explosions, and then I guess entire packet of TOS was launched. Just look at it, and this is thermobaric. These missiles have thermobaric warheads, by the way. They are creating significant difference in atmospheric pressure in area where they are exploding, and they are burning oxygen in air, and basically in that area it's almost impossible to survive. It's devastating weapons. Probably everybody fears these weapons, man. So this is when it comes to short summary of the situation in Ukrainian battlefield. When I was reading this update from Defense Ministry, I was looking for information about possible destruction of Ukrainian airplanes, but nothing here about it, at least for now. But Russian side was very effective to destroy Ukrainian aircraft during the previous week. According to reports from Russian Defense Ministry, Ukrainian side lost at least six planes, 2 Su-27s, 4 MiG-29s, and 2 Su-25 planes. And at this point, I guess mainly Ukraine has just several Su-24s left to conduct launches of Scalp and Storm Shadow cruise missiles. And now let's talk about some other news, and this is, by the way, from Middle East. Of course, next major topic. Although, dear friends, if I may, I will share with you my take on some topics when it comes to Ukrainian crisis. I did see in comment sections quite often comments from members of our community or questions why Russian side is not conducting large-scale offensive operations constantly in direction of Nikolaev, in direction of Odessa, Zaporozhye, Dnipropetrovsk, Kharkov, and so on, and why Russian side is not leveling all these areas with long-range missiles, airplanes, and so on. And answer is quite simple, really, because it's a Russian side who will rebuild, by the way, everything that is destroyed as a result of escalation, as a result of fierce fighting on line of contact. And my understanding is that Moscow, by conducting this current type of warfare, which is война на истощение. Let me translate it. War of attrition, yes. By conducting a military operation in this type, by trying to achieve attrition, Russian side is trying to minimize simultaneously damage that is done to infrastructure and to cities and so on. Because after this conflict will end, and this conflict will end at some point, isn't it? Someone has to rebuild everything that is damaged, and who's gonna be this someone? Of course, Russia. And that's why even though Russian side can conduct large-scale offensive operations, Moscow can easily mobilize, by the way, 2-3 million men, easily. If Moscow does this type of stuff, then just imagine what happened to Mariupol. Remember what happened to Bakhmut just recently, and look at what is happening with Avdiivka as we speak, or many other smaller settlements. By the way, some of them are completely wiped out of the face of the earth because of this high-intensity combat between the sides. And we should always remember, maybe Kiev regime lost majority of its officers, and maybe a significant number of forcefully mobilized Ukrainian military personnel is poorly trained and poorly equipped, but they still have a lot of weapons on their hands, and they will fight back. And whenever this line of contact is, there is a huge destruction on the ground. And to avoid this high level of destruction, by the way, Russian side made decision, quite understandable and logical decision in my understanding, to conduct this, how you say it, war of attrition, to conduct this special military operation with this type. Let me check also. So no questions here. So, and this is quite understandable, isn't it? And my understanding is that Moscow will try to achieve, to force basically Ukrainian armed forces or big or large Ukrainian units to lay down arms and surrender, approximately on very same line of contact that sides are confronting right now, so that this way Russian side will not be forced to conduct large-scale military operations in other areas of Ukraine, so that there will be less casualties and less destruction. I hope I did explain myself well enough. I believe in next 2 to 3 months, instances when Ukrainian forces are lay down arms and surrendering will only increase, and during the winter time, when the Russian side will conduct large-scale offensive operations, resistance will be on minimal level, because this war of attrition will finally work. and as a result of it, there will be much less casualties and much less damaged. That's why Russian side is not leveling everything on its path and are not destroying Nikolaev, Odessa, Kharkov, Zaporozhye, and so on, because Russia cannot do this. Israel can act that way, but Russia cannot. Let's continue, by the way, with some other news. TASS news agency is reporting that, well, Netanyahu said today, while speaking to CNN, by the way, that Israeli government, according to him, Israeli government is trying to minimize casualties among civilians. Well, it's up to us what we will believe, but if we take in account actions of Israeli militaries, how they are operating, well, I find it difficult to believe that they are trying to minimize casualties among civilians. It just did not look like that way. When they are leveling entire neighborhoods, just because, according to their intelligence, there may be 1 or 2 Hamas fighters in that area, well, that's a war crime, by the way, where you are destroying entire neighborhood and they are trying to justify this, killing hundreds of civilians, and they're trying to justify this because with some nonsense that there was some Hamas fighter there. Really? This is not the way how armies should act when they are trying to minimize casualties. So I don't believe anything Netanyahu said, but that's what was reported, by the way. And also, you may find this news strange, especially these times, while Israel is conducting these military operations. But according to reports in many Russian media outlets, Israel approved selling of its air defense systems. Russia Davida, that's the name of this system, to Finland. So Israel will sell these air defense systems to Finland. Quite interesting choice on part of Finland to buy Israeli air defense systems. Another name for the system is a Stunner. So that's how this system looks. Quite similar to Patriot, in my understanding. Maybe little better, because Israel definitely has much more experience to build to use air defense systems, and therefore this system may have some improvements that US made Patriot system don't has, although of course the Israeli militarism, Israeli companies and US companies probably are sharing at least some technologies between each other. But news is quite interesting because well, I did not expect that this time, when Israel is receiving some air defense systems from US, they will even consider to sell any type of air defense systems to anybody. But it is what it is, and this contract, by the way, is for 317 million euros. So it's quite a big contract, really. Also, RIA Novosti is reporting, by the way, that according to President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, President of Iran, Ibrahim Raisi, will visit Turkey on 28th of November this month. We clearly see, by the way, that especially after this large gathering of delegations from Arabic nations and Muslim and countries that are population of which is majority Muslim, this large gathering in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. After this, we clearly, we would not be mistaken if we will say that Islamic world is united against Israeli actions in Palestine. And if that's the case, if I'm not mistaken, then it's gonna be quite difficult, I guess, for Washington and London to provoke regional conflict by using Israeli-Palestinian escalation. And well, let's hope they would not be able to provoke regional war, because it will devastate not just the region but also entire world. But it seems to me that in large, Muslim world is united, which is great, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, yet again, then I guess Washington and London would find it extremely difficult to provoke regional war in the Middle East. And hopefully, third parties will stay out of Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and they will try to use their political influence to, including over the Western capitals, political, financial, economical, whatever influence they have, to somehow force Netanyahu's government to begin peace talks, because it's just necessary. It's just necessary. Otherwise, Palestinian society already are in hell. Gaza Strip is already hell on earth. And if the world community would not stop Netanyahu's government, then just imagine how bad situation may get from here, when it's already total tragedy. Also, by the way, RIA Novosti is reporting that Turkish government denied claims of Western media, some Western media outlets, that Turkey is receiving some weapons from Syria. And when I read this information, when I see it, I was kind of surprised, because why would Turkey want any weapons from Syria, man? And what weapons exactly? It did not seem at all logical. But for whatever reason, maybe someone in the Western ruling elites want to further escalate relationships between Turkey and the US and Turkey and the UK, maybe. And that's why this type of news have been spread. That's possibility probably, but Turkish government did pay attention to this development, that information was spreading like wildfire on social platforms. And they did said that this is fake news, and they are not receiving any weapons from Syria. And I don't think they need any weapons from Syria, really. I mean, what they gonna receive? AK-47s or what? TASS news agency, by the way, is also reporting few more news about some other topics. And TASS news agency is reporting that according to statements from Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, EU is actively trying to push Russia out of Central Asia, former Soviet republics in Central Asia. And well, hard to disagree with Lavrov in this statement. Just recently, President of France was visiting Kazakhstan. And well, I guess any Western activity, by the way, in Central Asia, any activity of NATO member states in Central Asia reminds me that these republics, at least several republics in Central Asia, are bordering, including Kazakhstan, by the way, bordering with China and northern western regions of China, where compactly are living Uyghur and other minorities. And they are majority Muslim. And in my understanding, Western activity or activity of NATO member states in Central Asian republics, especially ones that are bordering China, is all about destabilization of this region, so that they can use these territories as a kind of basis to to infiltrate these northwestern regions of China with some extremist forces, and destabilize this region of China. Because when NATO member states did play a positive role in this world, when, in which area of globe, it never happened, isn't it? And that's why I'm very cautious when I see any activity when it comes to NATO member states anywhere, and especially in territories of former Soviet Union, because they always bring with them destabilization in those countries. It's always the case. So Lavrov is correct. But hopefully governments of Central Asia will realize dangers that NATO may bring, or Western ruling class may bring to their countries, and they will be, they will not fall for a trap, let's say this way. And also quite interesting news, dear friends. TASS News Agency did report today that in the United Arab Emirates, production of Russian Aurus cars began. And first of all, Aurus Senat, which is sedan type of cars, will be produced in United Arab Emirates, but in fairly short time. Also, Aurus Commandant will be produced in United Arab Emirates. This is a Russian cars, by the way. Russian president has one, or both even. Even in this Aurus Senat is a sedan. It looks like Rolls-Royce, something like Rolls-Royce, Bentley. It's a luxury car and looks same way. And this Commandant is 4x4, and this type of cars also are in cortege of Russian president. And these cars initially was built for Russian officials, so that they will use Russian produced cars. But because cars are looking pretty good, really, I guess there was some interest among investors to produce these cars outside of Russia also, and well, there is results. So it's good. These cars are not for ordinary people like us, but information itself, it's good, because it's good for economy of United Arab Emirates and Russia, and anything good for economy is good for ordinary people also, ultimately. And this is the information that I was talking about, by the way, when one of the members of our community did ask about Russian society's interest towards developments in outside of Russia and in United States, for example. And Russian Senator Alexei Pushkov did comment on recent debates between Republican candidates. Donald Trump didn't participate, but some other candidates did. And according to Alexei Pushkov, Vivek Ramaswamy publicly destroyed candidate of on presidency, Nikki Haley. Well, hard to disagree. I did watch some fragments, some episodes of that debate, and Vivek Ramaswamy was slapping, man, left and right, just about everybody on that stage, even hosts of those debates. And well, in my understanding, he was clear winner of those debates, although, as I understand, officially as a winner was declared Nikki Haley, which I find it strange. I mean, she was obliterated by Vivek Ramaswamy. But yet again, this information definitely provides at least a little bit this attitude that Russian side has towards some political developments in the US, economical developments, and so on. Of course, it's not a major topic in Russia, but public does pay some attention to what's going on in the US. And if we, I'm gonna guess now, but if some studies will be conducted, I believe, and questions will be asked, which US presidential candidate you will support if you are citizens of US. I'm quite sure Trump will receive a majority of support. Quite sure about it. And to be honest, I guess very similar results we will see in any other country in this world, because well, in comparison to other candidates from Democrats or Republicans, Trump probably are most popular, like it or not, but that's the case. But Vivek Ramaswamy does great, man. Time to time he does some great job, you know, and he was outstanding during that debates, especially when he began slapping those hosts of debates from MSNBC, if I'm not mistaken, or some lefty media outlet. Neoliberal, let's say, not lefty, but neoliberal. Neoliberals, they are something different, man. They are not even left. They are not even extreme left. They are even further than that. These neoliberals, man. They are some extremist force that need to be, you know. But anyway. I guess this is it when it comes to some short news update. Hopefully you will find this several news interesting. And well, how long is this video? It's 77 minutes already, dear friends. 117 of us are on the live stream right now. And if I may, I will check now chat if I see questions. Oh, same time, let me check donation alerts. And oh, Bonzo Beans did donated. Thank you, John, for your support. No comments or questions. Thank you very much. And Ruski Brat did also donated. Thank you very much. And question is, with the majority of the Muslim world united and Erdogan's tough rhetoric against the Israel and the West, will he and finally stop playing both sides and kick the US bases and nukes out? Well, that's an interesting question, but probably we both know what the answer is. Erdogan plays on every side possible, and despite quite strong statements from him, I doubt, and probably you, dear friend, also doubt that he will really make any steps in comparison to his statements. And I mean, it is what it is. He is that type of politician that tries to use every possible opportunity to promote himself, his agenda, but when it comes to actions, he is quite cautious. He did demonstrate it quite a few times. He can act decisively also, by the way. If you remember, he did send its military in Libya, and as we know, Turkey was supporting Tripoli government that is in Tripoli, and United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Russia, and many other regional states were in support of General Haftar, his government, which is in Benghazi. And surprisingly, dear friends, France and Italy, if I'm not mistaken, also were in support of this general or Marshal Haftar. So in that point, when forces of Haftar were approaching Benghazi, Tripoli, during offensive, Turkey did play quite significant role, and involvement of Turkey did basically stop this offensive of Haftar's forces on Tripoli. And in that case, Erdogan was quite decisive in his actions, but in many other cases, he is mostly plays politics and avoids escalations usually. So that's why I don't think he will even raise topic of US bases in Turkey or expulsion of US bases. Nah, it's just not happening. But of course he will use this crisis to position himself as one of the top leaders of Muslim world, although he of course gonna have significant opposition from Saudi Arabia, because traditionally it's Saudi Arabia that perceived in the Sunni Muslim world as a leading country, and in Shiite world, of course, it's Iran that is a leader. But Turkey wants to be leader. Erdogan is not hiding this, but I don't think he has enough political or financial power to act. He can make strong statements, but when it comes to actions, let me also check. There was also, dear friends, on Buy Me Coffee, free coffee was donated on Buy Me Coffee, but no questions. Thank you very much for support. Thank you very much. No comment or a question, but thank you very much, dear friends, to all of you for your attention and support. And let's continue with the questions now. Levan, can you not invite? I did answer to this question. Michael Kennedy is writing, "You're brilliant on Duran, Levan. That's the gold standard." Oh, thank you very much, Michael. You are very kind. Thank you very much. I was very nervous, dear friends. I was very nervous. But topics that we discuss and topics that Alexander Mercouris and Alex Christoforou did touch on during the conversation, they are very relevant, and in many ways they were absolutely correct. And that's why I'm saying that live stream, by the way, and opinions that were shared with us by Alex and Alexander, those opinions truly are brilliant, because they are very much spot on all the topics that we discuss. So thank you very much, Michael. Mehdi is writing, "I care about the value of the truth you tell more than how polished it is." Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Of course, I would like to be more professional when it comes to skills of hosting show, and with time, hopefully, I will get better. But at this point, it is what it is. Sometimes, probably many of you did, or all of you did notice that I'm struggling to remember right words, and I did begin constructing sentence, and I did not find the right word, and then I'm changing entire sentence then to make it a little bit more simple, so that I can construct a sentence and I can share opinion. It does happens almost every day during the updates, but I mean, hopefully my English is also becoming a little bit better. I do began thinking in English. I'm catching myself time to time when I'm thinking in English, just about, you know, simple stuff. But as say goes, when you are beginning to think on certain language, then you are becoming probably a little better in that language, and maybe in 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 10 months time, if I will still work on this project, my English will become little better. A reckless abandon is writing, fair enough, your channel is great, get bigger and any day will come. Thank you very much for your kind words. You know, if there is a demand on independent opinion from Russia, and in news, as we see those news here in Russia, then hopefully people who are looking for this type of content on internet will somehow find my channel. Also, as you all know, dear friends, I'm constantly on regular basis commenting on different channels, mentioning that I also have a channel. I'm just, this is how you say it, shadow advertising or indirect advertising. That's the only way really that I can reach wider audience, and it does work, but also same time I do feel bad that I'm bothering authors of those channels. They probably are fed up with me. Everybody, by the way, Military Summary, hosts of Duran shows, Defense Politics Asia, Military Tube channel, and Emil Gossman, by the way, and there's so many of them, and I do constantly comment on the channels, and of course they know, and admins on those channels do know that I'm trying to reach wider audience, and they are allowing me to, you know, continue to post these comments. And I promise, dear friends, once we will reach 20,000, if we will manage to do so before New Year, I'm gonna stop commenting on other channels, or if I will comment just, you know, without mentioning that I also have a channel, I will just comment and that's it. Because I am quite active also as a commentator on my channel, on other channels, you know. So, question, Levan, have you heard of Artyom Krashanov? I did answer on this question. Belikov Dmitry was asking. I did not heard about him, and I will check after stream. Persistence, Levan. Persistence. Yes, that's. Thank you very much, dear friends. I appreciate when I see tips in a comment section, when I see corrections, because I mean, it does help really, because I don't really have time to take a book now and learn grammar. I should learn it a long time ago properly. So these tips are very helpful. Thank you very much. Jonathan is commenting, go to borders and interview people crossing. To go to borders, it will cost quite a lot. First of all, and then question people about what should I ask. I mean, I did not really understand question. Mehdi is asking open mic in DPA style. I know DPA has and DPA is Defense Politics Asia, by the way. Any channel that I did mention, if you are not familiar with, dear friends, you can of course find links to those channels under every video in recommendation list. And I know DPA has open mic, and I had the idea to do something similar, just to give opportunity to members of our community to make videos of 5, 10, 15 minutes in length, and they can discuss any topic they like, absolutely without any censorship, as long as video is in correct language and there is no some extreme stuff in there. I will share that video. I will make compilation of videos, and I will present author of this video, and I will play video, and then next a member of our community, and next and next. That was my vision of this idea, but unfortunately, as I said, I don't see any opportunity to secure channel from being banned if someone will write YouTube administration that I uploaded the video without permission. Although, of course, how would I be able to upload any video if someone did not send it to me? But there is this issue that makes this idea a little dangerous, because it may be used against me and against channel. Otherwise, I would like to hear opinions of members of our community, and if they want to use this platform to share opinion with us, why not? That's great, isn't it? So questions. Al Peterson is writing, here is my tip: we can all understand you, don't change too much. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All I can promise, dear friends, to be real. To be real. As I am in real life, you see me exactly the same person. I'm not actor. I cannot act. So if I don't feel good, if I'm a little upset, you will see it on my face straight away. If I am happy, you will see that also. That's how it is, I just want to improve my skills, which will be helpful to our program, I guess. Lady is commenting, hey Levan, maybe you could have Andrei Martyanov on for two-way discussion. That would be great. That would be great. And maybe, dear friends, maybe, because I had exchange of opinions with Andrei Martyanov, and maybe sometime in the future he will agree to participate in our program. That would be great, because he's a great expert, by the way, not just in current events, but also in military stuff. And I have so many questions, because there are so many very interesting developments, and hopefully you will find the interview with him interesting, because he's a very, very interesting person and expert. Absolutely. So questions. What do you, John Dickinson, veteran of our community, what do you do to keep from going crazy? I don't know. Work. work, just work, and I don't know, man. Try to do some good stuff, because whenever you do anything good and kind, it does brings you joy of life, because you are happy then, isn't it? That's how it works. Whenever you are good to someone and helpful, it does makes life it does makes life how should I say, important. It does remind you why life is not just unique opportunity, but also important or interesting. Because for me personally, my main goal is to be as useful for my kids and my family as I possibly can, and then whenever I can to do any good, I will just do it, because it does gives meaning to my life. That's how I see it. Because personally, for myself, if you ask me what do you want, for me personally, I don't want nothing. I mean, all I want is to be useful to my family, and then be able to do as much good as I possibly can, and I will be happy. That will make my life happy, and I am happy, by the way. I'm happy human being. One Rumple Steel Skin One is writing, Levan, I find it very strange that both you and Mr. Martianov have about the same level of subs. What are the odds? No doubt both websites push the same YouTube censorship buttons. I believe Andrei Martianov's channel is twice bigger than mine, if I'm not mistaken. My channel is the smallest one, dear friends, in this segment of news and political commentary. My channel is smallest one. That's why I said that's why I welcome always new members in our tiny but very friendly community, because in comparison to other channels, we are small, and Andrei Martianov's channel is, if I'm not mistaken, I will check after this stream, it's at least twice bigger than ours, if I'm not mistaken. But his channel is supposed to, because he has so interesting programs, I guess his real numbers are probably twice more, maybe even bigger than that, but YouTube only shows just small number. And one day, if for example Musk or anybody, by the way, will buy YouTube, or if there is some significant changes in administration and policies, and if YouTube truly becomes a friendly platform towards community without extreme censorship, then we may learn that very same was happening on YouTube that was happening on Twitter before Musk bought that platform. And if you remember, when Musk bought that platform, we all learned that Saturn pages were inflated unbelievably with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of bots, with no real subscribers, but bots, by the way. And some channels, big channels, were downgraded, and they had let's say 5 million subscribers in reality, but you could see on the channel only 1 or 2 million. And I remember Joe Rogan, by the way, was, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Rogan was saying that once Musk take over the Twitter, on his accounts, millions of, he did see millions of new subscribers on his Twitter account. And I don't think these millions of people subscribed at that moment. I think he already had those millions of subscribers, but Twitter before Musk was just not showing. And I believe very same is happening with YouTube now. I did so with my own eyes, by the way, on one of the videos. And as you know, I'm quite active in comment section, so I'm constantly checking. And I saw it was 6,000 something views. And after several minutes, when I went again in the comment section to see new comments and react on the comments, it was 5,000 something. So where those 1,000 views go? I mean, you may like a video and then unlike it. Okay, I can understand that. But if you already watched the video, you cannot take back this, isn't it? You already watched it. But that's what YouTube's algorithm does, man. That's why I don't really know how many views my videos have, really. I just don't know, and nobody knows. Especially from independent channels, by the way. And same goes for Andrei Martianov's channel. I'm quite sure he has at least twice more numbers. At least twice better numbers, but YouTube just never shows it. Aaron Pro is asking, what is your favorite Russian food? I'll ask softball question. Okay, from Russian national food. Oh, I will say borscht and pelmeni, by the way. I love borscht. Good borscht is a great, absolutely, and pelmeni also. Pelmeni, of course, all of you are familiar with dishes that I mentioned now. Now when it comes to Georgian cuisine, there is. I'm born and raised in Georgia, so I can name endless different dishes. Georgian cuisine is, and I'm of course more familiar with Georgian cuisine or Southern cuisine. Dear friends, Georgian restaurants are extremely popular here in Russia also, and in Moscow, by the way, you can see Georgian or Southern cuisine restaurants almost in every block. They're really popular. Question. Wow, I lost question. Question. And also, Uncaptable Bleams is asking, Levan Rogographer Hips dialogue works. Mudmiva Damdeni Vagaldonis to Mars Asef Shirad. I also have a very same question, dear friend. Probably has some contacts. I don't know. And I wish good luck to that channel. But well, I find it difficult, really difficult to communicate with the experts. I don't know. Mainly, I guess because our channel is tiny. Because whenever I am writing later to ask for interview, I'm sharing link to a YouTube channel also, so that they can check channel and see numbers on the channel. And I can understand that they are very busy, by the way, but that's why there is no hard feelings. They don't own me nothing, absolutely. Well, when they see numbers, and I guess they have so many invitations worldwide from different channels, and probably all of them are bigger than our channel, and they are making decisions to appear on a bigger channel, and I cannot blame them for this, you know. But dear friend, I also had the question how he's managing to, you know, to contact so many high profile experts, but I mean, he does somehow, and well, great for him, for his channel, but unfortunately I was unable to do so. Maybe sometime in the future I will return to this topic of interviews, this segment, but at least I did try, by the way, and we had an interview with the Duran hosts, and that conversation is priceless. And opinions that and vision that Alexander Mercouris and Alex Christoforou did share with us are extremely important, and I mean that conversation is definitely relevant. It was relevant at months ago, and it is relevant right now because the topics that we discuss. Question, dear friends, I guess this live stream is too long now, and I have to end it. Question: Are educational standards rising in Russia? In America, we are feeling through the floor. Even our standardized testing have been dumbed down the last 20 years. Well, in comparison to Soviet era, by the way, educational standards did fail significantly, in my understanding. This is my personal opinion. Of course, I'm not expert in this field, but what I remember from my time when I was in the school, and it was late 80s, it was 80s and the early 90s, so very difficult time period for Soviet Union. But still, if you wanted to learn something, school will give you good basic education. But after Soviet Union collapsed, educational system began changing in Georgia, in Russia, all around the Soviet Union, former Soviet Union, and standards, in my understanding, did fail quite significantly, and many are not happy if right now in Russia, by the way, by standards in education, and constantly in the Duma, by the way, in State Duma, in Russian Parliament, in different scientific communities, constantly there is a discussion that maybe it will be better to return to some, at least to some standards that educational system had during the Soviet era. And if they will make such a decision, it will be definitely great. I'm not gonna say that level of education is low now. No, it's quite high. But during the Soviet era was significantly better in my opinion, especially when it comes to fundamental education, fundamental knowledge, without which I cannot even imagine how you're gonna orient yourself in this world if you don't know well enough, I don't know, geography, history, mathematics, physics, biology, chemistry. How you gonna operate in this world if you don't have fundamental knowledge, at least basic fundamental knowledge? And Soviet school was great to give you exactly that fundamental knowledge, and then in university, when you are choosing your profession, you will deepen your field, in your knowledge in your field of interests. Now, you know, level of education is good, but I would like to see much higher level, to be honest. So, dear friends, I guess I will Reckless Abandon is writing, I believe Levan is the only channel from Russia in English apart from language lessons. When it comes to a segment of news and politics, on daily updates, I also don't know any other channel really. They are Russian language channel, English language channels from Russia, that make some videos time to time, but not in a daily basis. Mike Jones was great in this regard, but unfortunately YouTube deleted his channel. Yes, Russians with Attitude is also in English. Yes, that's exactly one of the channels that I was talking about. Michael Kennedy is writing. So if I'm not mistaken, if I missed any questions, dear friends, sorry. I will check this platform now. And El Salvador, thank you very much for donation. I appreciate it. And Русский брат donated again. Спасибо огромное. Thank you very much. Do you think Biden, Sullivan, Kirby will submarine their attempted wooing of Xi in the upcoming meeting in the San Francisco, and how do you see it turning out anyway? I can't imagine Xi trusting US. Well, it's interesting that this meeting is taking place in San Francisco. I did so today, a picture of Xi Jinping, Chinese leader, when he was visiting exactly San Francisco in 90s or 80s, quite a long time ago. And well, this meeting, at one hand, it's great when superpowers are talking. It's definitely a great development. But on the other hand, I have very same skepticism, dear friend. I just cannot see how Chinese delegation, and it's not just Xi, but also dozens of other people, I just don't see how they can trust Biden's administration. Sullivan, Kirby, Biden, any of them. It's just, it seems technically impossible to trust them, but to at least try to de-escalate, and win some time, let's say. This is good move from Chinese side, and also from Washington, by the way. I'm not going to take anything away from Biden's administration. They could easily avoid any meeting, but they did agree, and this is good. This is good because superpowers should always remain some level of communication to make sure that there is no crucial errors in relationships. Even during the worst years, during the Cold War, Soviet Union and the United States were managing to maintain some level of communication, and hopefully China and the United States will manage to do so also. Although I see current relationships of these two countries as one is a failed empire, let's say economical superpower that is in decline, and other is emerging economical superpower that only beginning to gain its influence and to find itself in this world. And I believe Chinese leadership and Chinese experts and analytics are actively working on exactly this topic, where China is in this global or multipolar world, and how should China act, because it's a big question, isn't it? Together with economical influence, Chinese political influence will also rise inevitably, and even if Beijing don't really want it, they will definitely become a next global power in this world. And how China will act, how will they interact with other countries that are much smaller, let's say, in economical might. It's you know, on this will be dependent how will world eventually continue its development. And that's why, me personally, I think it's extremely important for Russia and India to maintain good, working, friendly relationships with China. I do understand that for India it's much difficult than for Russia, but it's important, of course, to have great relationships. But same time, Russia and India, these two countries, supposed to be even closer, just to, you know, just to make sure that if sometime in the future some arrogant ambitions or individuals will gain power in China, you know, both countries, Russia and India, will be ready for this. Let's hope for good, but be prepared for anything, let's say. So interesting. I'm also interested what will come out from that meeting. I don't think we can expect anything much from the meeting, but fact itself that leaders of two major superpowers are communicating is good. It's good for a world. And dear friends, let me also check here. No questions here. And how long is this update? It's almost 2 hours, dear friends. I have to end this. I have to end this video now. Once again, thank you very much, dear friends, for your time, for your attention, for your support. Very grateful to all of you. Grateful to all of you. And if I may, I will end the update now. I wish you a great day. I wish you a great day, and see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.